And we're live. Welcome for this weekly live stream on the latest and greatest news in Ethereum and DeFi. I do this every Monday at 11 a.m. East Coast time. So in this video, I'm going to be talking of the massive return of the bull markets for crypto. So we have a massive increase in the price of Ether and DeFi. It's really amazing. Then Ethereum 2.0, which will finally launch. So this is really huge news. I'm going to explain how you can stake, how much you can earn, and what are the consequences for the price of Ether. Then I'm going to introduce a new kind of liquidity mining for developers by the UMA protocol. This is really brand new. Then we have also the privacy coins that are being targeted by regulators and many other news. And we'll do the Q&A at the end as usual. If you don't know me, I'm Julian, your host. And on my channel, Eat the Blocks, I teach DeFi, blockchain development, and how to find your first blockchain job. And before we continue, I mentioned quickly my two courses. If you want to become a blockchain developer and make $100,000 per year, you can check out my course, Six Figure Blockchain Developer. And if you want to learn how to do flash loan arbitrage, check out my other course on flash loan. Hi to everybody in the chat, Abra, Gilles, and all the other that are hidden and don't dare to say hi. so first, price of Ether. So this is a super good week. It's plus 14%. Wow, it's been a while. Also really big increase in the stocks this week. So of course this week we had the result of the US election. Some people thought that if Trump wins, the market will increase. Some other people thought the contrary. I think what markets really wanted was the end of the uncertainty, and so that's what we finally have. Also, we have a major announcement for Ethereum 2, so I will talk about this just after, but of course that was a major reason for this big increase. So yeah, we are back in bullish mode for Ether and crypto markets in general. That's really awesome. Then is gas price. So that was pretty stable this week. So that's the end of the decline in gas price. I think that soon we're going to see another bull run on Ethereum and the gas price will increase. So next, we're going to switch to the big news of this week. So Ethereum 2.0. So Danny Ryan, which manages the Ethereum 2 project, announced that the final specification of Ethereum 2 was finally ready and that the first phase of Ethereum 2 was going to start on December 1st. So why is it really going to happen this time? Because Ethereum 2 was announced many times, delayed many times. So why is it different now? So first, we had several testnet for Ethereum already, and they were successful. So developers have enough testing done. So that's very important. And also this time, the version 1.0 of the specification of Ethereum 2 was released, and that's very important. So why is that? So version 1.0 of the in software development, when we start to work on a project, we use versions that are below 1.0, for example 0.1, 0.2, etc. We only reach 1.0 when we consider that we have had enough iteration, we understand the problem space well, and our solution is stable. So releasing this version 1.0 means that the architect and the researcher of Ethereum 2 are happy with the spec. They consider it won't require any major changes in the future. So that's why I think this time this is for real, no more delay. So first we'll have a quick technical recap of Ethereum 2. So Ethereum 2, this is the next version of Ethereum that will be way more scalable. Currently we can do only about 15 transactions per second, but with Ethereum 2 we'll be able to, by combining Ethereum 2 and some layer 2 scaling solution, we will be able to reach 100,000 transactions per second, which is way more, for example, than the network of Visa MasterCard, which is about 4,000 transactions per second, or even some payment system in China like Alibaba at peak time, they process quote unquote only 10,000 transactions per second. So this will be enough to achieve the true mission of Ethereum, which is to become the decentralized computer of the world. So in order to achieve this, Ethereum will use several blockchains called shards, as well as they mentioned to coordinate everything that is called the beacon chain. The consensus will also change from proof of work to proof of stake, and I will explain the difference. So Ethereum 2 will come in several phases, phase 0, 1, and 2. And so phase 1 and 2 are still in research and development, but what we'll be talking here is phase 0. So in phase 0, there will be the main blockchain of Ethereum 2, which is the beacon chain. So on Ethereum 2, we don't have miners, but we have validators. So when we will be in the phase 0, so the phase that will start in December, anybody will be able to run their own validators on their laptop. So that's very different from Ethereum 1, where if you want to be a miner, you need to have some very specialized advanced hardware. On Ethereum 2, everybody will be able to be a validator. So potentially there can be millions of validators in the world. So to run your validator, you will need to stake 32 Ether. So that means you won't be able to touch this money. So 32 Ether at the current price is about $15,000. So then how does Ethereum 2 start? So currently, anybody can deposit the Ether into a smart contract called the deposit contract to stake the Ether. So just to be clear, the deposit smart contract is on Ethereum 1, not Ethereum 2. 7 days before December 1st, we need to have reached about 16,000 validators. I think that here they give 16,000 something validator. And in terms of Ether, I made the calculation, so that's about 215 million of Ether, which is considered the minimum to have a safe consensus on the blockchain. So currently we're at about 10% of the final requirement, but I have no doubt that when we reach the end of November, we will have enough. So how can you stake? So first, you need to send 32 Ether to this deposit contract, and after you need to run your own validator. So that's an open source software that you can run on your laptop. It's feasible, but it's slightly more technical. So if really you don't want to bother at all, you can use a service like Rocket Pool, but it will take some fee. So then how much you will earn? So the more Ether locked up in general, the less staking reward. Actually, there is a calculator here. So it will go from about 2% to 18% yield depending on how many Ether is staked totally. So these figures are only if you run your own validator yourself. But if, like I said before, if you use a service like Rocket Pool, you will earn a bit less. But still, I mean, these are some pretty solid figures. So I found different calculators and they give different estimations. So that really depends on the assumption they make in terms of how many Ether will be staked totally. There is this one, ethereumprice.org. There is this other one, staking reward. And so now, what's very important to understand is what are the consequences of Ethereum 2 on the token price of Ether. So first of all, there's a mystery. Why the market cap of Ether is below Bitcoin? Because with Bitcoin, we consistently see more gains than Ether, even though Ethereum has much more advanced technology with many more projects, much more developer activity, many more users. So this is not normal. So the answer to this weird thing is that Ethereum 2 has been delayed time and time again, which has really undermined the confidence in Ethereum for a lot of investors. So in 2017, for example, the entire bull run of Ether was 100% because people believed that Ether 2 was just around the corner. So we can really see that Ether 2 has a massive influence on the price of Ether. That's really the only reason why Ethereum market cap is below the market cap of Bitcoin. But now that we have a very big, credible milestone for the launch of Ethereum 2, I think this is going to be super, super bullish for Ether, and that's maybe finally this moment that we were all expecting, where Ether becomes the first blockchain. The other aspect of it is the utility aspect of Ether. So if Ether 2 will give a real built-in utility to Ether. So now you can earn some interest with Ether by using the staking mechanism. And another big aspect is the reduced amount of Ether in circulation in secondary exchanges. So once you deposit your Ether in the deposit contract, it's locked away for years, and this will continuously take away a portion of the Ether supply, and this Ether that is locked will not be available for sale on secondary market. So really we can see that Ethereum 2 will be super bullish for the price of Ether for different reasons. So then we're gonna move on to DeFi. So first, DeFi market cap is 12.45 billion. That's about 1 billion more than last week. So that looks good. But there is one thing I don't really like, is that if you look at the number of Ether in the chart, you can see that actually most of the increase come from the price increase of Ether, but the number of Ether stake in DeFi actually decreased. So it's kind of a two contradictory signal. I think that this week we'll see things a little bit more clearer, especially if we go past this resistance of 12.5 and we reach a new all-time high in the market cap. Also, it's good to know that now we have 5 protocols that are above 1 billion market cap. Uniswap, Maker, Compound, Aave. Let me change back to USD. We'll see it more. Yeah. So Uniswap, Maker, Wrap Bitcoin, Compound, and Aave and Curve, I think, will be the next one to be welcome in the club. So yeah, like quite a few billion-dollar protocols. Okay, so next we're gonna see the price of the DeFi tokens. So finally, this week we see really a lot of green. So really like this. Of course, we have some like magic gain, like Hejik, which is a protocol for option trading in DeFi. Aave, Land, Haka, Synthetics, Farm. Which one is? I think this is a Harvest Finance. Yearn Finance. I mean, yeah, you see this figure. This is pretty insane. We do have some red as well, but I mean that's much less than the green. So yeah, clearly that's a super positive week for DeFi token. Okay, so on the red side, we also have some very nice thing happening with almost 8% yield for DAI and USDC on DYDX. So I still have my Tether on Compound who are sleeping 3.38%. I should probably move them somewhere else. Well, I mean, still better than 0% on a bank account. Okay, so next we're going to switch to the news about DeFi. So of course, the US election was a big news this week, and actually DeFi, we had this project Catnip, which is a prediction market for the US election. So you are basically, with this project, you were able to bet who would win on the blockchain. And actually, if you're interested in this, you can check out one of my tutorial where we build a prediction market for the US election. I released this very recently, so you can check on my channel if you're interested. And one of the issues for this tutorial was how to get the result of the election on chain. So for that, we need to use an oracle. So AP, the Associated Press, which is a non-profit organization that report election results, they also put the result of the election in the EOS blockchain. So if you build on EOS, that's cool. You can use this as an oracle. But most of us, we build on Ethereum. So you will have to build your own oracle, but this time you'll be able to use the API of Associated Press, and you can also get the result of the election from Google, from their Civic API. So of course this is too late for the US election, but maybe for other election, if you want to build some prediction market, keep in mind these two API. This can be very useful. Okay, so next we're gonna see Yuma liquidity mining for dev. So we already know liquidity mining for investor, but now we have liquidity mining for developer, the new crazy DeFi stuff. So first, what is Yuma? So Yuma is a DeFi protocol where anyone is able to build synthetic assets, or in other words, advanced financial products. So for example, you can build some custom payoff with margin and be very fancy. So it's kind of comparable to synthetics, except that you have more freedom because you can create your own custom synthetics. So from November 10, Yuma will reward developer with Yuma tokens based on the popularity of the synthetic assets that you create. So the program will pay 50,000 Yuma tokens, which is currently worth about $325,000. It's a pretty substantial sum. So I'm wondering if you guys are interested in a tutorial for how to create assets on Yuma, because this time this is a liquidity mining especially for developers. So if you are interested in that, let me know in the chat. Then next news. So there was a problem with a new DeFi protocol called Percent Finance. So there was a bug that caused 1 million worth of token to be locked in the contract. So that's a fork of the Compound protocol that was launched pretty quickly. And one of the developers said that he used some old contracts from the code of Compound instead of the latest one. So that's not too great. So what's the lesson for that? So you have to be careful in two ways. So careful as investor with a new project that didn't get audited properly, and also careful as developers. So I receive a ton of requests of people who want to fork some existing protocol and launch their own version, but you have to remember that at the end of the day, you are responsible. You will have to face very angry investors if you mess it up. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Then we're going to talk a little bit of VC investment in blockchain companies. So I always talk about this because, when a blockchain company receives some investment, that means they're going to be in a hiring frenzy. So if you're looking for a job, it might be a good time to contact them, because they're going to spend the money quickly, hire people, and after they won't be hiring for a long time. That's how it works for startups. So there is this company, Terra Virtua, which raised $2.5 million. So this is an NFT marketplace. So we've seen already many other NFT marketplaces like Rarible, OpenOcean. So what make them different? So Terra Virtua will be specialized in NFT that have some intellectual property, like famous movies, books, comics, etc. So for example, you could see some NFT about Top Gun, The Godfather, etc. The possibilities are endless. So a successful software project, to me, it's never just the code, but it's also what surrounds the code. But the problem of many coders is that they don't see this. They like the code so much, they just code, but they never really take care of the other stuff. So what I like in this project is that they do take care on the other stuff, which is focus on the IP. So I guess probably they are building a lot of relationship with all these companies that have all these intellectual property. So yeah, I'm bullish on this project. So next, another fundraise. So Niftex, which raised $500,000. So that's another NFT marketplace, and they focus on trading fraction of expensive ERC20 and NFT tokens. So side notes, I released a tutorial about fractional NFT a few weeks ago on my channel. So if you're interested, check it out. So this is a company based in Singapore, which is the big hub of blockchain and DeFi in Asia. They launched the alpha version 5 months ago, and they already generated 2 million in trading volume. So that really shows you how things can go really fast if you launch your blockchain project. Like, even if this is just an alpha or beta version, if you attract millions of dollars in trading volume quickly, you attract the attention of investor, and angel investor, and boom, like you can get few 100,000 pretty quickly. So yeah, I mean, that pays a lot to be a blockchain developer, like either with a high salary or by getting really high investment. Okay, so next we're gonna talk a little bit of regulatory stuff. So South Korea announced that they're going to ban privacy cryptocurrency like Monero. In the same week, we learned that Shapeshift quietly delisted Dash in Monero. So I kind of feel sad because Monero is the way I got started in blockchain in 2017. I helped a project to do a fork of Monero. So now when I think about it, that was really crazy because Monero has to be one of the most complex blockchain, really. Like you have to know cryptography. This is so crazy. Basically the thing with Monero is you're totally unable to do some chain analysis. So you're unable to say where a transaction comes from. But also in terms of usability, I remember at that time, I don't know if it's still like this, but at that time in 2017, even as a user, that was really hard to use Monero. Like you needed to understand some terms of cryptography. So not super user friendly, but I would say this is probably a gem in terms of cryptography. So yeah, so there is a business opportunity here because I guess that most centralized exchange will have to delist Monero and all the privacy coin pretty quickly. So yeah, a business opportunity will be to build a decentralized exchange for Monero, but I think this is going to be technically very challenging because on Monero you don't have any smart contract capabilities. So it will probably have to be a sort of cross-chain solution if you want to do a decentralized exchange for Monero, but I really don't know how it could work technically, but yeah, a potential project here. Okay, so next we're gonna see the news for developers. So first, there is a tutorial from OpenZipling to help you run a Keeper from the Keeper network on Defender. So two questions: what is Keeper and what is Defender? So Keeper, this is a new project launched by Andre Cronje that this is basically a marketplace to match liquidators with projects. So you know, like in some project like Compound, you can be a liquidators by reimbursing some faulty loans, and you get paid a reward if you do this. So with this marketplace, it helps basically to match people who want to be liquidator with blockchain protocol, with DeFi protocol. And so that's the explanation for Keeper. And for Defender, so that's a new product of OpenZipling for smart contract developers that allow you to manage your smart contract in production and basically that streamline your development workflow as a blockchain developer. So it's solving a similar problem as another product called Truffle Team, which is a tool released earlier this year by the Truffle framework. So with Defender, it will be possible to run a Keeper of the Keeper network, or in other terms, a liquidator. And you will do everything with the visual interface. So you won't have to search in the documentation how to run the Keeper, etc. So potentially a good way to experiment with liquidators. Also, what I like about it is it's not... So on the one hand, I don't think it's going to be super difficult to run a Keeper with their interface. It's probably going to be quite easy. But on the other hand, the Defender, the product of OpenZipling, that's something that is really not mainstream. Like crypto investor, they will never get to know that. It's only for guys who are a little bit technical. So there is a good arbitrage opportunity here. Like this is a super easy to use tool, but I don't think many people will use it, so you still have a chance to be profitable with your bot here. Okay, so an update for Tenderly. So Tenderly is a tool that is very convenient for debugging transaction, especially for failed transaction on mainnet or testnet. It's always a bit difficult to understand what's going on, but with Tenderly you have like a visual representation of what happened, all the function call and where it failed. And so now they support proxy contracts. So before you had to to upload the proxy contract. That was a little bit of a hassle. So yeah, their tools is getting better. Then a new release of TypeChain. So TypeChain, this is a tool for writing blockchain frontend with TypeScript. So it's important to know this tool if you specialize in frontend, because TypeScript is more and more required by companies, especially for high-end front-end positions. Yeah, personally, I hate TypeScript, but yeah, just it's good. It's important to know that companies want this for front-end expert. Then I got to know this new project, BitQuery. So that's a GraphQL API for blockchain. So similar to the Graph, but for all blockchain. So if you are building a blockchain project and you want to get data from different blockchain by using GraphQL, then BitQuery might be your friend. And finally, a note about TruffleCon. So TruffleCon has just finished last week. So this is the biggest conference for blockchain developer. And unfortunately, I was too busy. I couldn't watch anything. But I'm pretty sure they're going to put the replay somewhere, probably on their YouTube channel. So probably monitor their Twitter. They're probably going to make an announcement about this. Okay, so it's Q&A time. So yes, so I'm going to go over in the chat. Oh yeah, quickly put the link to my 2 courses to become a blockchain developer and learn arbitrage flash loan. So okay, so let me see all the questions. So we have Gilles. Hello Julian. Hello Gilles. Dunamis. Hey Ju. Say hi. Abracadabra say, could the delay of Ethereum 2.0 if they don't reach the minimum for start? Yeah, so they need about 250,000 million worth of Ether. Yeah, so basically the beacon chain of Ethereum 2 can only start if we reach this threshold 7 days before the December 1st. So if that's not reached, then just the Ethereum 2 will be delayed. But I really don't think that it's going to happen. There is a lot of work of the Ethereum Foundation to get enough people to send money. I know that, for example, Vitalik Buterin made an example by sending 1.4 million. I'm sure that people will send money. Like at the current rate of with the current projection, I think, like, let me see the projection of what is this tool? Okay, so this tool predict 5%, but I saw another tool that predicted way more like 15%. Oh, I don't know where I put it, but anyway, I saw with the current projection you will earn something between 5 to 10%. So that's super interesting. I have no doubt we will reach the threshold. Okay, let me see. Let me scroll in the chat. The other question. Abra saying, sure, Yuma is an interesting project. Actually, I had no idea about Yuma just until today when I researched it. Yeah, Then Abracadabra say, I bought plutonium with XML. Yeah, good idea. I'm just kidding. Okay, so Devanshu Shegal is asking, when can we stake with let me find this message. When can we stake Ether? Well, you can start staking now. So there are some instruction on the website of Ethereum. I think let me find it. Ethereum 2 Launchpad. So they have some instruction to tell you the command line command you need to use in order to stake your Ether. But yeah, you can do it just before. Make sure that you try to run a validator on the testnet, which is, I think, is a Medalla, because you also need to have your validator running on your computer. And if you don't run it, then any time where you don't run it, some Ether is going to be taken from your deposit. So yeah, it's very important to know. It's not just you send your ether to the contract, but you also have to run the validator. Okay, so then next question. Crazy cool saying great info and thoughts, my friend. Yes, thank you. Eric saying you all like this accent. I have no accent. I'm speaking standard French. I'm kidding. Paul Callot is gonna be a beast. I don't know about this, like all this like inter blockchain stuff. Right now it's like mainly on Ethereum, but we'll see how it goes. Then next question. Question for Julian, abracadabra, could the delay of Ethereum... Oh no, okay, no, it's just the same question as before. Devansh says still potential in making your own cryptocurrency. I don't recommend to do that kind of project, really. Like now you have like so many crypto that are already started, so it's much better to build on a cryptocurrency where you already have a lot of a big ecosystem, which is the case of Ethereum basically. So yeah, I recommend to build project on Ethereum. So you can do either a DeFi project or a game project, but I really don't recommend to create your own blockchain, your own crypto. Joseph saying, are your courses updated? Yes, of course. Yeah, I keep them updated all the time, and even when there is a new version of something, like sometimes I release an update on YouTube or what. So yeah, I mean things are kept updated. Dynami is saying, does the arbitrage technique you teach work for any blockchain? I mean any blockchain that is based on Ethereum, on the EVM, so Tron or Binance Smart Chain, there is no reason it doesn't work. Raj is saying, is there any other side of blockchain technology that I can make good portfolio at? Other side of blockchain, you mean like you want to build your portfolio on another blockchain, on Ethereum? I don't recommend it. No, I recommend to be focused on Ethereum. Like for the jobs, the blockchain job, this is like maybe 95% Ethereum. So if you pick another blockchain, you're gonna corner yourself in the niche of the niche of the niche, and that's gonna be too small. Gilles is saying, can you recent bot of Binance Market Maker can run as is? Can you explain a little more about it? Thanks. Okay, so just this is not this is a market maker for Bitcoin. I just happen to use the Binance API as a backend, but you could choose another exchange that is supported by the CCXT library I'm using in this tutorial. So yeah, the idea of market making is that you have a limit buy order, you have a limit sell order. So the limit buy order with a lower buy price, the limit sell order with a higher higher price, and you are waiting for traders to hit your order. So if everything works like expected, you'll have trader that hit your buy order and hit your sell order, and so basically what you end up doing is you buy lower and you sell higher, and so you make money. So that's the idea, and what the bot does is that it constantly ping the market to get the up-to-date price, and you readjust these two orders. So every 2 seconds there is a new tick, so the old limit order are cancelled and we create new ones. So you constantly readjust your order. So now there are some risk, like I mentioned in the video of this tutorial. For example, if the market moves too quickly, then it's possible for a trader to hit one of your order with a bad price. So in this case, you lose money, and there are still some other risks. But basically, getting the parameters right is a little bit tricky. But you can try with just a little bit of money. Try to run it like for 30 minutes for maybe like $500 and see how it goes. Okay, then let me see all the questions. So RCK is asking, will Ethereum 2 make all the token on ETH go up in price? Well, should be really bullish for Ether for all the reasons I explained before, and since a lot of the tokens they are correlated with Ether, then by reaction they should also go up. Yeah. Back saying, what you mean about Substrate? I've never. Substrate is a framework that is used to build Polkadot. So that's a tool basically. With Substrate, you are supposed to you are able to build other blockchain. But I don't know exactly what was your question. Wow. Okay, Sean saying, do you know anything about XDAI and why it's a thing? XDAI, this is basically DAI on a level 2 L2 scaling solution. So that's important because as we saw this summer during the DeFi craze, Ethereum was really swamped with money transaction and the gas price went up like crazy. So a way to solve this problem is to move some transaction off chain onto layer 2 solution, and XDAI could be one of them. Now the big problem with layer 2 solution is that there are two kind of layer 2 solution. One kind is just for the transfer of ERC20 token, and the other kind can run any transaction. So the only kind of layer 2 solution that can be really useful is the generalized layer 2, where we can run any sort of transaction. I think last time I checked, I think that XDAI has this capability now. So I would say currently the two L2 solution that seems really promising are XDAI and Matic Network. I actually might do a tutorial about Matic. Yeah, if you guys are interested about Matic, let me know. Abracadabra saying, another question, at the start of Ethereum 2.0, are there any smart contract or just test of the chain? Okay, so there is no smart contract at all. It's just a chain which is supposed to be the central point of Ethereum 2, when we will have all the chart chain that will all be connected together via this beacon chain. But on the beacon chain, we don't have any smart contract. The smart contract that will be on the shard chain. So at the beginning, we are just testing the staking mechanism. That's it. But there is no smart contract at all. Then there will be phase 1 when we add the shard, and phase 2 where we will actually do the migration from Ethereum 1 to Ethereum 2. Then next question, Raj is asking, where can I take help by Uniswap? How can I invest and earn? Okay, so for investing and earning, I have no special recommendation, but you can check I have a couple of videos. If you want to learn how to build on top of Uniswap, I have a couple of videos on that. Uniswap V1, Uniswap V2, how to fork Uniswap. I mean, I really have a lot. Then Crazy Cool saying Unity 3D is a great tool for ETH. What do you mean? You mean to build an NFT, to build some animation? Not too sure what you mean. Amma saying, great vid, thank you. What are your thoughts on Yearn and why EDIC and CRV? Yearn, so I've done a tutorial on Yearn before. If you want to basically build passive income on the blockchain with smart contract, yeah. So very solid project, and that basically created a new kind of project, which is a yield aggregator. So Yearn Finance was the first project that did this, and Andre Cronje, the creator, is obviously extremely popular and a very prolific builder in the space, and Yearn is clearly his flagship project. As when it comes to Hedgic, I haven't checked it out, but yeah, so we start to see a new wave of very advanced DeFi project that do option and like some super complex stuff. So I think this is interesting, but at the same time this is a little bit scary because we haven't seen any of this project run with a lot of liquidity, and since these are very complex smart contracts, this is super possible, highly likely that there will be a security vulnerability in one of these like a option DeFi smart contracts. So I would say I'm happy to see this coming on the blockchain, but on the other hand, you have to realize this is, in terms of risk, this is like extremely risky. And when it comes to Curve Finance, your last question, yeah, Curve Finance, they basically revolutionized the way we build decentralized exchange. They created this is basically a mathematical innovation to trade a stable coin in a better way with less slippage. So that's really the big contribution of Curve. So yeah, very legit project. I think soon they will pass the 1 billion market cap threshold. Okay. Then let me see. Rich Satoshi, you should do a giveaway to one of your viewers for the course. So for Black Friday on November 27, I will release a new offer actually for Eat the Blocks, and I will do a webinar just before. But yeah, I will give more info later. Like, this is just a spoiler. What do you think about the Graph ICO? Okay, so I mean, actually, you take me by surprise. I wasn't even aware that they did an ICO. Really, the Graph? I mean, they raised some money with VC. So okay, I'm gonna have to have a look at this. Okay, RCK saying EOS is dead. Yeah, this is I mean, yeah, I don't see much future for EOS. I try to develop on EOS, but the development tools are just way too complex. Well, okay, Sean saying, is it possible to make an oracle that can track owners non-fungible ETH token? Yeah, so basically you will have to listen to the transfer events of a selection of token, and then after you can feed this info back in the blockchain. Yeah, so you need to listen to the transfer event. Someone saying, are NFTs refund NFT? Mint NFT when gas price low and refund when gas price high. I think Bax, you are talking of a gas token. So I wasn't aware of anything about specific with NFT for gas token. But yeah, the idea with gas token is to buy gas when it's low and then reuse it later. Joseph, will we have a special discount today? I like your video a lot, to be honest. Thanks, Joseph. Okay, so here I have to be frank. I have a policy. I don't do discount. I've wondered before, should I do discount? Yeah, but if I start to do a discount, like it's never gonna end. I do one discount, then you guys will ask another one. So no. The idea is like I put a lot of work in my courses, and I really think they are like really worth the full price. So I don't do the discount. Sometime what I do is offer where maybe I give some stuff extra, but I rarely do discount. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you'll be super happy of the investment. I mean, I have no doubt about this. Abracadabra is saying, at the start of Ethereum 2.0, are there any smart contracts, or is it just the test of the chain? Okay, no, I think I already answered this question. Yeah, no smart contract. Raj, which is the best platform to invest crypto? I mean, I don't really want to give investment advice, but yeah, generally speaking, I think Ethereum is the blockchain with the most value long term, that's for sure. Ethereum 2.0 sharding smart contract. Yeah, I mean, we don't really have a lot of info on how development is going to work on Ethereum 2.0, but the one guiding principle for the team of Ethereum is to keep everything backward compatible. I really don't think that they're going to evolve the protocol in a way that is not backward compatible. They don't want to break the ecosystem. So probably everything that works on Ethereum 1 will keep working on Ethereum 2, and maybe that will have some new features. That's the most likely scenario. Gilles is saying, how ETH 2.0 impact arbitrage strategy? I don't see any specific impact. I mean, Ethereum 1 will keep running parallel to Ethereum 2, and it's just that in the future it will go to Ethereum 2, or maybe at some point when we will have smart contract in shards, so maybe that we could do arbitrage between smart contract of Ethereum 1 and Ethereum 2. Yeah, but in this case I think it will be like it will be like doing arbitrage between two different blockchains, I think. Yeah, but I mean, this is very speculative. We don't know much about Ethereum 2 at this point. Any price prediction about the graph? Not specifically, but I researched the graph and I think this is a very solid project. They also have some very serious investors, a lot of VC who invested. I think they raised something like, is it like 20 million or something like this? I mean, a huge amount. And in terms of growth, it's like really exponential. So yeah, I would say no specific price, but just very bullish on the graph. Yeah, in general. Devon should say, would you ever make IPFS tutorials? Yeah, but I was thinking of actually making a tutorial for building maybe a decentralized Dropbox by combining IPFS and Ethereum. Yeah, this is a good idea. Abracadabra, probably my last question today. No worry, man. Any thought about Celsius network? No, actually, I don't. I need to research it because every time on DeFi rates, I see the crazy yield, but it's probably because there is a real risk. It's probably they are lending something off chain, so you need to trust them. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the reason of the very high yield. Shitcoiner saying smart credit moon. I don't know what else smart credit. Bitekio Biko saying, what are your thoughts on ERC privacy solution? Is this even possible other than Mixer and other shady stuff? ERC let me think about it. I haven't thought about it really, but Ethereum for privacy, this is not the best blockchain for privacy, really. Shako saying, do you know about explosive ETH? No negative rebase token. No, I don't know. I don't know about this. A new DeFi project. Gilles Barnier, I agree. Your courses are not expensive and worth every dollar. Yeah, thanks, Gilles. Really appreciate. Abracadabra said, Julian, is there a Discord or Telegram group for us, your fans? Okay, so you can join the Facebook group. This is a public Facebook group. You'll find the link in the header of my channel, and then for the student who took one of my course, there is a private Telegram, and so typically this private Telegram is more active. A private Discord. So typically this Discord chat is more active than the Facebook group, and is like super high quality because everybody who is in this group basically invested in my course. That means they are really committed. So you basically have a natural filter. And recently we've seen some amazing stuff, like students doing some project together, like some students who do a mastermind together, some other students who build their boat together. They took my course, a profitable flash loan, and then they decided to run their boat together. So we start to see like some sort of initiative in this group. I mean, this is really amazing. And Abracadabra saying, will Ether 2.0 kill ETH or ETC at the end? Okay, so ETC, this is not even a thing. It is long dead already. No, it will kill Ethereum. No, it will evolve Ethereum. It will make it even more powerful. Argo been saying, hey, it's me again. I'm still waiting for your DeFi Advanced Solidity course. When is coming out? When can I expand the course? So DeFi Advanced Solidity course, first quarter of next year. in DeFi course before the end of this year. I'm going to announce a date very soon. Yeah, probably this week I'm going to start to announce a date. Yeah. Cactus Grow said, not the no. Where you have okay, this is not a question. Joseph saying, once we buy the course, is the Telegram gonna be free forever? It's a Discord. Yeah, you can stay on the Discord forever. Yeah, for sure, Joseph. We talk crypto. Do you think it's worth it to become a blockchain oracle, like a Chainlink node operator? Well, it really depends on the project, but yeah, for Chainlink, I think that you earn some reward. Yes, but you can also lose money if you provide some bad data, or like someone hack your server and like run a bullshit version of the software, or you lose connectivity. I think they can also slash your stake. So you have to consider the risk and reward, and see where is your risk appetite. You also have to consider the technical requirement for running the node. So in the case of Chainlink, I think the requirements are okay, but you have other project where it's higher. So not Oracle, totally different. But for example, a Filecoin, I know that there are many people who complain, who say that the requirement for running a Filecoin node was super high. It was like 8 gig of RAM, or like something like this. So yeah, it's really case by case. But in the case of Chainlink, yeah. Cactus Grow said, do you have course on how to make token model website? Do you mean an ICO? Yeah, I mean if you take my course, you will know how to create an ERC20 token and also an ICO. Yeah, you will know how to do that. Chaos saying, honestly, if you have Chainlink, just wait for staking, and you are good. Yeah. So actually, I should have said that. So you don't have to run your own node. You can just stake it on an operator, and so you just get the financial reward without dealing with the technical stuff. Abracadabra saying, what is the best oracle besides Chainlink? Ben, DOS, something out of the radar. I only know Chainlink as a very active project. Oh no, wait a second. There was this other one that I have it on the tip of my tongue. No, never mind. But yeah, no, I think you can just stick to Chainlink. Really, like, they are super active, and I think they sort of they are winning the battle of Oracle. Kyle saying, what about front runners? Is it still valuable to run your own arbitrage bot for DeFi? Yeah, so for front runner, what you can do is you can put a require statement in the function of your smart contract where you are the only address that can execute the transaction, so that when they try to run your transaction theoretically, because you can do this with Ethereum, you can do like a sort of simulation of the transaction and see what would happen if you run it for real. And so when they do this simulation and try to find profitable transaction, it will fail because of your require statement. So that would be one idea to protect yourself against front runner. Another possibility is to run your own node, and so in this case you can be super fast. Yeah, so they are really the different solution. Okay, so any other question? Why are you still working, as you could make $1,000 coding a trading bot? And no, so it's basically no, you don't understand, man. Like making this video. So me, what I enjoy is making video. This is and helping people. Running a training bot, this is great, but it also requires some upkeep, and probably require to make a lot of adjustment. And personally, I don't want to do it. I'm finding this video. So like there are some people who are fine doing all this adjustment and coding and not interacting with people. Me, it's not my case. I just do the thing I prefer. Devenchu is saying, any good authentication library for Ethereum dApp? You don't really have a need for authentication. Do you mean the connection with the wallet? You have a library called Web3 Connect where you can integrate with with many wallets like MetaMask and other. Maybe it's what you mean. Well, okay, Sean, do you execute a real flash loan in the course? Yes, we do. Abracadabra, is there a use case for much lower Oracle as Taylor is? I haven't studied this. I can't tell you. Okay, guys. Well, I think we're gonna wrap up soon because the questions are slowing down a little bit. Yeah. So everybody, thanks for following, and I'll see you soon for another video on my channel. Peace out, guys. See you soon.